knows it's alright to live a little like everything you know is right. Just live a little. I don't even know it's alright to live a little. Everybody knows a demon inside their own head. You can never know for sure just where it's going. I don't even know where mine went or where I'm going when I'm dead.
Come on, tough guy.
Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace, and I see a whole army of my countrymen, but they'll never take our freedom!
We're reminded of the many traditions of openness and democracy that have marked the history of this city. America missed me.
You fuck with Trump, you fuck with me.
Just take me back. What were you doing before the shooting happened, and then what did you see and hear?
I was just hanging, standing there like everybody else, waiting for Trump. And as Trump started, I noticed two officers that were looking for something or somebody. I was looking around myself and seeing a guy on top of one of the buildings go in between one building to the next, and went and told the officer that he was up there. And when I went back to my spot, I heard that people could still see the person from where they were standing. So I checked that out, and I went back to tell the officer that if he came over there, he could see them. And when I turned my back is when the shots started, and then it took me a second or two to figure out exactly what it was. And then it was just getting out of there and helping some other person out with her child, and we got out, and that was the end of that. And I went and left, and that was all.
And you hear I heard the three pop pop pops first, and I heard the three pop pop pop.
Most importantly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart,
Trump is a threat to this nation.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
Yeah, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do it. It's a video. Sting video.
What is?
For credits.
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
And 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
And 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
And 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
These things are going to continue until somebody does something.
I heard the pops. There was 4. It sounded pop, pop, pop like fireworks. And I'm thinking somebody in the neighborhood is having a party and they're shooting off fireworks.
You know, I knew it was gunfire, but I couldn't quite tell where it was coming from. It sounded like it was coming from behind the bleachers. And the man in the bleachers, kind of to the right of me in the bleachers, took a gunshot wound to the head. I think a lot of people in the crowd just thought it was fireworks going off. I knew immediately it was gunshots. I knew they were close, and then when I saw someone get hit and go down, that's when I knew it was probably serious.
All that you just heard was just like shots firing, and just pure chaos, and...
And then I helped carry the body of the man down out of the bleachers, and they took him to a tent behind the bleachers.
And I saw the blood on his shirt. His name was Rico Elmore. He was near somebody that was shot, and they were exiting. That was the first time we realized. But the amazing thing was not a one of us ran, crouched, did anything. We all were only concerned about the president.
Right there, that's where the law enforcement snipers were that engaged with the alleged assassin. Did you notice them?
I did not. I noticed nobody because I scanned every room, but it was I still can't process it. I think that's why I came back here today, because I wanted to look at the where I was at and say, how lucky are. I mean, somebody died. That's a shame, but like I called my daughter, I called my girlfriend, and we were in tears. We were in tears. Because as I'm walking away, I walked away from the gunshots. I mean, that's the first thing I did was walk away. And there were vendors with Trump supplies, probably as long as this road.
Running my camera at the time, but it looked like he was just turning his head to the side, and it looked like he got grazed in the right ear with a bullet. I kind of saw that go on, and then I looked down, I saw that the man, had died in the bleachers.
Melody, if you could tell our viewers exactly where were you, on the stage or in the crowd just behind the president?
Yeah, we were actually in the same set of bleachers as him, just a few feet away, over closer towards the president. Yeah, we were in the same set of bleachers.
To sit in that area, you had to get there pretty early, right?
Actually, it was just luck that we got in there, truthfully. We just was walking and just, I don't even know how it was luck, but we got in there, but yes.
Statement, looks like the family is there, and they're getting ready to come to the microphone, so we'll listen up.
Okay.
You can sort of, you can control the situation depending on your photographer. I have very good photographers,
So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's guy on the roof with the rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on.
I'm doing fine, thank you. Waking up this morning, it was very interesting. Waking up to the news and just kind of absorbing all of the events that happened yesterday.
You have described the chaos of the moment. You actually said you didn't know the former president was injured until you got home last night, right?
That is correct. At the Butler Farm Show, the reception to anything online is very minimal. So we did not know actually the extent of the injuries, that he was actually hit. And as soon as I drove home 35 minutes to Grove City, PA, I turned on the TV and watched the actual events unfold. And it was unbelievable to see what had actually happened. And
did it take you a long time to get out of the event? Were cars being checked? Were people being questioned?
I did not see anyone being checked or anyone being questioned.
So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, but we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us.
And I heard the three pop, pop, pops first, and I heard the three pop, pop, pop.
And we are live this spiritual Sunday evening. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm probably going to sleep really good tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please screen record this, share it, download it when it's done. Do everything you can to document as much of this as you possibly can.
Yeah, we were trying to record it through OBS at the same time, and it's not going to let us be able to do that. So we would appreciate it, everyone, if you would back this up in some way, because what we're going to be doing tonight is going through and sharing all the best footage, all the best clips, everything pertinent to this whole shooting of Donald J. Trump, that we're going to put all the best things out there for you to look at and for you to decide what took place. So we'll give you our opinions. We'll tell you what we see, but all we can do is go through and show everybody what is being presented regarding this narrative. And then it's going to be up to you to come to your best conclusions possible. And we know how to sift through things. We're seeing flipped footage. We're seeing things that show people in different locations from this way and that way. We're just going to be pointing this all out, mapping the whole thing, because this is going to be big. I mean, this is going to be like 9/11-esque, and JFK, where everybody's going to be talking about their opinion of what they saw took place. And so yesterday there was a big rush for everybody to get out there and get their first timestamps, get on the record regarding this event. What we did is we sat back and took a look at things to see how it transpired. And we just grabbed all the best clips we possibly could, and we received some help in the Reality Check Telegram group where people were sharing links. And so if you're not a member in that group yet, you should be, because you would have been seeing all these things being dropped in as it was transpiring. So we've got so many clips to go through tonight regarding this, and start getting on the record as far as the way we see it, right?
Yeah, well, everybody tuning in, we're going to start off right now by saying that this has been a topic of Jason and mine and the Team Yahawashai, for quite a few years now. So we started calling out Trump as the supposed quote unquote could be one of the Antichrist characters written of in the scriptures. And we started documenting it heavily when the whole Cerveza bug, scam thing started. So here we are. It's been a few years. It's been about 10 years or more since I started covering down these hoaxes. So my original channel, it's gone, was called Event Skeptic. So here we are now in 2024. It's been a while. We were just saying not that long ago that they haven't done anything for a long time. Or maybe the Vegas shooting was the last one that they tried to do, and nobody died, nobody got hurt. So here we are tonight. We're going to do this live. We're going to exactly the same as it used to be in the beginning of the conspiracy theorist hoax community. We're going to break it down. We're going to do it live. You'll see in the clips that we're going to tie together all of the revelation of the method, the esotericism, the way that they use signs and symbols coded throughout all their stuff. It's their downfall. It's their signature. You can't miss it. It's like a fingerprint touching on everything. And you're the guy with the forensics tools that can come around and there it is. You can see the fingerprint. And then boom, you put it in your computer and you get the name pops up on the screen. So they're rolling out the same agendas, the same narratives. All the fingerprints are throughout the whole entire thing. And, it's interesting that Trump gets to be this guy. Now we covered him, he was saying, I am the chosen one. He kept saying, right. And that was because he was chosen to take down China or go against China and for us to be shut down. He was Operation Warp Speed, the father of the, what. So here we are. They've gone for the deadly head wound. They've tried to take him out. And we've got to break it down. What we wanted to do is break it down into 3 stages, right? So first you have the actual event. You got to look at the event. And when anything like this takes place, if you're an investigator or a journalist or someone that's just trying to be involved, the first thing you do is start collecting and downloading everything, right? We got a small yet powerful team that just shoots the links. We just document it. We get it all. And then what you can do, filter through it, start organizing and tagging the information. Then you can separate it into folders. And then you've got it. Because what we've seen time and time again through this last over 10 years now, Jason, maybe even longer, over on the Godlike production. Just they're reading that CIA mis and disinformation. So what you could do is tag things and then start to organize them and put them into their places. And you start to see consistencies. Like you'll see the black sheep symbolism. You're going to see 666 symbolism. There's so much, guys with brick clothing. You start to see the key catchphrases in this one seems to be firecrackers. Right. So, you'll hear the pop, pop, pop is a commonly used one. And so, just to get out on front of it, these are the things that we're going to be breaking down tonight. And the rest is up for you. We're not going to tell you what you can believe or what you think. We're just going to show you what we see. We're going to have a good time and break it down together live. This is what we're here to do.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, we were out on this topic a long time ago regarding Trump, regarding him being the possible Antichrist. And we just keep talking about the setup for that. So I know that in 2020, we were talking about it, and we're going to have to go back and look and see if we were talking about it in 2016. I really do think that we were, because we're biblical guys, and what we're looking for is the Antichrist. Now you're going to see, we're going to show a timestamp from 2020 that we go beyond just saying the word Antichrist, because we know that there's at least 3 bad guy characters from the Bible, where we have the beast, we have the dragon, and we have the false prophet. So there's 3 main characters, and they're talked about as separate characters. So we don't just call Trump the Antichrist, because that's misinformation. It's not true. He would be one of the 3 characters, if in fact it's him. So what we've been looking for is a deadly head wound. So there's some people out there that are said that they've made predictions, but they sort of did it Simpson-esque, like, where they're just saying Trump's going to get shot because I saw it in The Simpsons. Well, the whole reason we've been talking about it is because what we're looking for is one of these antichrists that receives the head wound. So here we go. I mean, this is some exciting stuff. This could be the fulfillment, right?
Yeah, so the false prophet looks very well likely like the Pope, right? The Pope right now. And the dragon looks very much like Elon Musk, right? He's the one who brought Trump back on and gave him his social media power. And not only that, Meta, the Facebook organization, the day before this actually unblocked Trump on all their media so that the shill troll agent revelation of the method teams could start their deployment. So this entire rollout, I mean, they've really pulled the big card. This is the kickoff. This very well is the kickoff to this great year. The other thing that I want to point out tonight is they did a simulation before they ran the Cerveza bug out, you know what, and they also did a simulation where they predictively chose different things to try to disrupt or cause division or cause problems, so forth, so that we won't have a supposed selection this fall going into this winter. So this could be the kickoff to something great. Get your popcorn, get pulled up. We're going to be breaking this down again in 3 stages, right? First, you have the shooting event itself. We're going to break that down. Then you got the shooter, right? You got to look at his story or their story. A lot of times what they do is they'll give you multiple shooters so that you're following all these different trails, right? They want as many people confused. They put out misinformation. You always want to take your time with this type of research and do the due diligence of researching and checking. And we may make some mistakes, okay? So the second part is the shooter. And then the third part, obviously my favorite, is the crisis act whores. The people that have been working for the New World Order for a long time, and they come out and they read their scripts, and you get a lot of characters who are playing multiple roles. We've got the Aurora shooter symbolism mixed into this. Mega, or no, what was it called? Ultra Mega, which, if you don't know, the 5th, I think, and the highest degree in the Church of Satan is called Mega, right? Short for Magnuson, but Mega is the actual degree. So you've got Ultra Mega, you're fired, shots heard, Trump supposedly taken down. I mean, what more of a more insane weekend could we have possibly had? So Jason,
shoes come into this as well, right?
Yeah, well, he's bringing back his shoes for sale, but there was one shoe left. Like, what is he, some Cinderella character? He left a shoe on the stage, right? I don't know if everybody's seen that. Everything, the pops, the crisis actors, the bear crawling. We've got the brick man. You're going to see it broken down. We've got the, what's that other guy called with the funny Ozzy hat? I can't remember. Was he Ozzy? He was, no, Dundee. We got a couple of characters. So everybody, like I said, just please share this, screen record it, download it when it's done, get it uploaded wherever you want, cut it into clips. It's completely fair use. We're just here trying to document the truth. I'm excited, as you can see. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Yeah. And please, if you're hearing this in the future, leave a comment. Get involved. Nobody ever does. And, the other thing is they censor a lot of our views. They censor our comments. They delete things all the time. But still, you have the power to fight back and be involved. And I'm really excited to get into this.
Yeah, we worked hard and we waited to source the best quality graphics. So that'll be coming up right after this. And we are back. And we've got a timestamp on the screen here from 2020. This was February 2nd, 2020. Well, what was going on in February in 2020, everybody?
Oh, we know what was going on. They called it the cerveza.
Yeah, so we were all over that. And we've got a timestamp here that we want to share regarding what we're saying about Trump as related to being one of the Antichrist figures. There being 3 of them. So we're biblical guys, and this right here has the biblical doctrine that we base even talking about this on, right? So let's go ahead and give this a listen here.
True. Not for a long period of time, but for about 3 weeks.
And saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
This footage blew me away. I hadn't seen this yet, but this is a wow. Look at what's on the screen, everybody.
And upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat and great authority.
So the dragon gives him his seat and his power and authority. All right, that's the reason why we talk about the relationship between Elon and Trump right here.
And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast.
All right, so all of a sudden you get worship to the one that gives the power. That would be Elon in this case, if things play out the way we're thinking that they would.
Saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
I am the chosen one. I am the chosen one.
There you have it.
There you have it. All right, so that was February 2nd, 2020, where the whole thing that we're talking about is Donald Trump the Antichrist, and what we've been looking for is a head wound, even starting in 2016. In fact, Yahawashai's daughter mentioned that when she was listening to this campaign thing, and that she even had it on her mind that, you know, we've been talking about this for a long time, you know, is something like this going to happen? And then like 5 minutes later, pop, right?
Pop. Yeah. That was amazing, you know. And so, again, what we're going to just point out before we leave this video again is that Trump was being built up or made to be this great peacemaker, the great tower builder. And then they dressed him up. I think it was either China or Korea. They dressed him up here with some of the symbolism of the characters written up. So what I want people to understand is what we often do is project our own things that we think that the scriptures say. We try to make them what we want them to be rather than just seeing what is and what transpires, right? That's how they missed Christ the first time. Everybody, right? They said no, this, that. They wanted to make their own interpretation. So all we're saying is we're just seeing the symbolism and the things lining up. The Elon is the dragon who takes fire and raises it up and fools all of the earth with his magic, basically. And he gives power unto the beast, right? So that's what we see happening. And then there was the head wound, and we've seen that happen, and that's why we're showing this. So we've been actually looking for the head wound. We've watched a bunch of the rallies, and to no avail. We thought the one here that he did in Waco was going to have it.
Yeah.
And another one. And so, you know, maybe this will continue again. Well,
he's going to Milwaukee soon, so that's going to be interesting. In fact, I think he traveled there today. So people like to make predictions and see them come true. We've got this character who's come out and said that he made this prediction on May 23rd of 2024. All right, and he calls for Trump to get a head wound and for it to be a hoax and all that, which is great. But the problem is he's not going to connect it to it being the Antichrist and it being that head wound. He's just going to say that the Simpsons got it right. So where's that going to take you? Are you going to follow the Simpsons?
The Simpsons got it wrong. So this was the prediction that they failed, right? So maybe they'll still take him out. We don't know. But as for now, Trump gets to be the character that defeats the supposed pre-predictive programming.
All right. So our source content is going to be a video like this, but we've got it. We've got a real nice, clean one that we want to go through. Let me grab that and bring it up. All right, so we've got some good video controls with this, and we're going to be able to, focus in on things and pay attention to things. So if people see things in the chat that they want us to focus on, go ahead and let us know. But let's go ahead and start with this footage here.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Do you want to play the whole thing and then break it down, or how do you want to do it?
As we're going here, let's go back. Let's take a look at the crowd. Everybody, when you're doing this, when you're investigating hoaxes or psyops, we don't think this is a false flag. We're with Dave J. Nobody died. Nobody got hurt. So he gets fired at. They get the sign there. You're fired. Everybody's got the "you're fired" sign.
You're fired. Right? You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Everybody's got the flag and the stars and the red and orange. Just a sea of red and orange. And we can watch these characters and see how they interchange. There's different signs. There's mean tweets there on the right, 2022. There's a new one. Just look at this. There's what's that? An owl right there, or is it a transformer sign? So everybody, they put their signs, they put their symbols right out there. It's lesser magic. Okay?
Yeah, mean tweets.
They got meme tweets. The guy in the white shirt, if you go back a few clicks, he had either an owl or a transformer. I know they're all into Transformers, as you can see if we're talking about Michael. So if we continue on with this, I just want everybody to see, look, there's a lady. A few people are surprised, like Trump's not reaching for his ear here, right? Is that where we're at? Let's pay close attention to the Donald. He's the star actor in this, right?
Yeah, and this bend down, it only goes to a certain point. People just crouch down like this super medium low. Like I don't see anybody diving to the deck and throwing their arms over their heads and crawling behind things, right?
Well, yeah. YD was one of the quick ones to first bring up. Real shootings or things like that, if somebody just says the word gun, everybody panics and runs, and people are actually killed a lot of times in the stampede. All you get here is a bunch of people freezing, and not everybody froze. We're going to get to certain characters in the audience that didn't. So we got a black hat, Make America Great Again Trump hat, or maybe it says meme. I don't know. Maybe it says Make America Great Again. So you're seeing they're even changing the characters that are here on the front stage. It's amazing how they're able to do this.
Yeah. The "you're fired" right here, she's bending over at the waist, but she doesn't let go of the sign. She's going back up already. Right, she's got to keep that sign going, right? So this camera actually does some panning around here. So if you watch like the Fox News, you just get one fixed angle, and if you pay attention to their camera footage, it's coming from the left side over here, and it's being shot this direction, and you'll actually have the blue hat lady and this guy right here and the hobo guy right here. They'll actually appear like they're on the left-hand side of the podium. So most people have seen this footage with these people directly behind, but that's not the case. The Fox angle cam is shot at an angle where the footage that we're watching here is more of a straight-on view of it. So I see people playing with that, saying it's different footage. It's different footage. Well, it's all the same characters, but you're seeing it from different angles, and they're playing on people not being able to piece that all together.
Well, and people shuffle around, like I'm saying, they move in and out of positions, they change signs. If you really pay attention, it's incredible what they do here. And you're going to get, go ahead.
Here's the big sweep. All of a sudden they're going to move. Yeah.
Oh, look at what we got here. So it was virtual reality witness in there asking what was the hose that was spraying. So, Jason?
Yeah, check it out. So this right here, what they're saying is that one of the bullets hit a hydraulic line on this telehandler. So this is a material handler that telescopes, and you can see that they had it telescoped up, holding this speaker rack here, and that what's happening right now is that it's retracting, and then you'll see it stop. They have it all, watch. So as soon as it stopped collapsing, then it stopped spraying, and that's the end of that show. But they're saying that a bullet hit a hydraulic line on this telehandler, and that's the reason why this came down, and that was hydraulic oil that was being sprayed out right there. And the crazy thing is you got police back here that are witnessing all this, and if you watch their reactions, like this guy, all he does is just come back here and pull his pants back up. This guy stands back here, and there's supposedly shots fired, and that this thing is like going down. So, it's losing hydraulic fluid because it's a casualty of this incident, right?
Yeah, so it was clearly set off as a distractionary point. If you go back again with the click, 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 I want everybody to pay attention to the side where the back of the bleachers is. You got the bleachers there. I want everybody to see, you're going to see the guy who actually causes the rupture running off the scene. If you pay attention, you can usually catch lots. They cut a lot out. We're supposing that this wasn't actually live yesterday, that they could have filmed this anytime. And it's like a whole community, right? From
this guy right here, right?
See him running off the stage, off the scene. So the only one that could have known that the quick burst happened was the guy that did it, right? He was the one who noticed it, and he was the one running. I just want to point that out. And paying attention to everybody in the crowd, there's a lot of symbolism in it.
Absolutely. Let's hit play on this. Another pop. You hear that? So we had
another pop.
The two pops, then all of a sudden a spat of pops, and then one pop there. And pay attention in your mind, everybody, to the sound of that pop. Does that sound like a high-powered rifle right there? Let's go ahead and rewind that. Hear that pop again. Why would people be saying that sounds like firecrackers? Because that's what it sounded like. It didn't sound like a high-powered rifle. Those things will echo, and you'll hear like the big echoes, right? So now they're coming back. They had their little time looking at the speakers coming down and the spray, and let's see what's going on the stage and in the audience again. So nobody's left. All right, we've had all that time, shots fired, and not a soul has left. They're just, some are crouching, some not really. The camera guys are lining up for the shot quickly. So Trump's totally hidden behind this barrier, but you would think that with all these people behind here that we would have hundreds and hundreds of videos of people showing this from behind. Well, that's not the case. We've only seen one view from behind so far. And none of these people are fleeing whatsoever. We got this lady standing up, looking around. Everybody's just sitting in their seats quiet. Nobody's making a ruckus about this whatsoever. Oh, and of course, don't forget we got a red brick guy that stood up for this.
Mason brick wall, right? And he also got interviewed after, as well as you got the ultra mega guy showing up. Like I said, as the pans happen, you get different characters front and center. And, you know, you guys on the other side of the screen can go through this and break it down even more. If you just keep looking, that more will show up.
Yeah, and so this is the guy that we heard was the one that
they say
fired the shot that killed him. Not the ones on the roof either.
Yeah,
So
it was like a single shot. Then he like pulls the gun. We'll look at that after. So I guess they're putting the makeup on him right now. Maybe cutting his ear. I don't know, because a lot of times you'll get people, they'll come out and say the ear wound was fake. It wasn't dripping blood, and then they'll slowly show a little bit more, right? And with the different technologies, they can add anything in now.
not a single person in this scene is making an attempt to leave.
Yeah, which is crazy. And then you've got what do we want to call the guy in is it purple velvet jacket? The guy that with the funny hat on, he didn't even pay any attention to any of it. He was the weirdest character in the whole entire PSYOP.
And we are supposed to believe that there's somebody that is dead already from these shots in the stands.
2 people and some injured.
Bring him up. Get him up.
We got to make sure everything's on. Take his shoe off. Let me get my shoes.
Let me get my shoes. So, I mean, what kind of protection is this? Like the straight on shot right from the camera, absolutely nobody in front of them whatsoever.
If you had a second shooter at another vantage point, they completely are giving up Trump. Right? Completely. Unless they've established that there's nobody in the front, it's just to the side, or that they put him down. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yep. So now we're starting to get our first signs of the wound, right? Group hug. Finally, this one came in to cover up the front, but she's so short. She's not enough to actually cover up his head. So this would be the worst. You'd put the tall guy there, right? You would think.
This cheering.
There. The cheering now. All of a sudden the fist pump.
And you've got the photographers getting those classic shots that everybody's been seeing throughout the internet going viral here. There they are. You see them front and center. And again, all you see around the place is fired, 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 right? Shots fired, right? Fired, fired, fired. Ultra mega, ultra mega. That
woohoo! All of a sudden,
right? There's another billboard of a wanted sign. Like they want to arrest him. They want to kill him. Wanted. There's Trump on that T-shirt, right? Yeah. Oh, they've got that guy that didn't do anything during the shooting. He's now cheering behind everybody. You see that?
He's fist pumping.
The next guy was the guy that didn't even react to the shooting at all. To the left. Up to the left. That's the crazy guy with the weird hat. But anyways, let's keep going. Now they're protecting.
All right, so here it comes.
This is just crazy. Why would they okay, listen, when I see criminals that are being arrested, okay, which I've seen many times, Lord Stephen Christ, the concave earther that was an absolute shill, right? When they arrest these characters, Al Baghdadi, all these other characters, they like stop and allow them to get photo shoots, right? Like, I mean, when you see them stopping and allowing Trump to fist pump and cheer, you know the fix is on. I don't need to go down and break anything else out to you, right? There was no way that anyone following a protective protocol would ever allow somebody to stop for the camera, to pump their fist, to talk. That would never take place if this was real.
All right, so here's my take on this head wound right here. There's not a single drop of blood from this on the collar or on his coat or on his neck, and it never happens. So, because this is all up here like this, and it actually goes into the ear and down and around the bottom here, what I think this is an earpiece that is just like red, and it fits into a person's ear, and it hooks and wraps around here, and that this is not liquid. It's just like a gummy earpiece that you hook onto your ear. That's what I see.
Well, we're going to get some better footage later when we get into the crisis actor set.
Yeah. See, look at this. I mean, we've done some zoom ins on this, and that's what I see. But, everybody's going to look at this footage, and they're going to see it their own way, right?
There's so much to see. If you're paying attention, just look. There's tons. Symbolism everywhere. You're fired upside down, right?
Oh, something else I want to point out. What?
You just blew past the Cassidy Stay moment, which I wouldn't even doubt that isn't Cassidy Stay with her arm up. It might be a guy, though. I don't know. But symbolism mixed throughout their different movements and shootings and events that they've done. And this is one that brings up Cassidy Stay. She was in the intro video. The shooter in that PSYOP actually matches the same red hair hat symbolism that they're all wearing right now, including one of the eyewitnesses. You get the tie together as well in the Aurora shooting hoax. You had that James Holmes. He had the exact same frizzy orange colored hair that you're going to see throughout the crowd. And so this was the Cassidy Stay. Did you open the picture or no?
Yeah, I've got a version of it open. Well,
not a censored one.
Not sure.
Yeah, I just don't want to break any rules. I want to keep this going. I want this to stay up.
Yeah, so we've got the devil horns, but another thing I want to point out, we've got the black sheep. This is what the Quarterine had on his hat when we were covering the Professor Dave versus Witzik Gets It. Yep, sheep symbolism.
Yep.
And the other thing to pay attention to is all these people, cameras. Every single phone has got a black screen on it. There's
camera and monitor.
Yeah, like
they're all fake. There's a good chance that nobody was allowed to film any of it. If you're taking a closer look at the phones, the cameras, there's nothing on any of the monitors. Nothing. Zero. And that's why we're not seeing any footage.
Not a single one of them has anything on the screen. All of these are just perfectly black. Now, I know about sun glare, but these guys are moving them around and rotating them, and all they have is perfectly black screens. They get a reflection off of themselves, but not a single screen has anything on it. All right? That's an issue for me, like if this was real. And then we have, a lot of people have talked about this character right here. She has trouble holstering the gun. It's sort of funny.
She's being trolled online, being incompetent. The crowd here, this is so weird. They start chanting and cheering.
Mm-hmm. So they made sure that it was 3 females that were the focal point of the last thing that you see as Trump.
The detail was all run by women, the one that he got shot by.
It's not totally true because they got primarily escorted by guys, but then the last thing that you see is there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Secret Service women and only one guy. So all of a sudden it's really imbalanced.
The license plate 1311036.
Yeah, the 36 is pretty easy to figure out. We're gonna have to figure out what the 131 is all about.
Yeah, just go to Zachary K. Hubbard's if you want the Kabbalah. We don't need Kabbalah.
Nope.
Got that wristband. I think it said Satan. Go back a few clip. See the guy with the sign right there to the right. He's yeah, you got to go back further. You see him put his arm out. Or her, I don't know.
This one?
The SA. Yeah, see that? Yeah, you can't see the TAN or whatever if it's there, but you see the SA symbolism and the upside down stars.
Yeah, it's probably USA. But isn't this the area right here where somebody got shot? Right?
Yeah, around there. We'll get into that more in the crisis actor section. Unless you've got those videos queued up for now, but...
So we've got that angle, and then let's go ahead and check out. We've got a behind view, and so in the behind view, it looks like this.
Happened to our country, probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
So big cut. We don't get to see that section of it. Now all of a sudden he's up. So the whole section where you'd want to see the behind view of what was actually taking place, they trimmed the whole thing out. Right?
Yeah, I mean, what they redact is what causes them to be found guilty. Right? You wouldn't need to hide it if he was just down there laying. No, what they were doing was they were putting the makeup on him, putting the things on. He was pretending to pray. They were getting all their shots. The cameraman knew exactly where to go to get these shots. And then all the other footage that we're supposed to believe is just natural fans of Trump's is also staged. They only allowed certain things to get out.
So let's go ahead and start taking a look at this scene. We've got a number of slides where people have done much fancier things. But I've just got Google Maps up right now, where this right here you're going to see varies based on who you're looking at their graphics. Some people have the shooter over here on this edge of the roof, and others have him over here. We'll be pointing out the discrepancies. They show it both ways, this side or this side. So what I'm expecting to hear is that the snipers did not have a good view, and that he was in this position, because, you know, if he was over here, they should have seen him, right? This shouldn't have happened. It's not a very long shot, 430 feet, 60 feet, somewhere in that range is about as far as it was. So this right here is a Google Street View, where we get the closest look that we can from the camera here, that it was this building right here, and that he would have been on this back side of this roof right here. And there's this thing to notice out here. There's like an electrical box, and it looks like maybe some gas right there. So let's go ahead and bring up this video right here and show everybody that this is the view that we're looking at in Google Earth back here. But now the people are out in the yard where you're going to see this. Let's go ahead and start playing this.
Lá em cima, né? Aqui, ó.
It goes really quick. Let me back this out just a hair. Alright, so this is the electrical box area over here. You're going to see it again better, but they're out here in the yard looking this direction over here. And check out the reaction from these people. It's just precious.
You can see the guy there.
You can see him down.
I think they hit him because the guy is...
Hit him.
See? There's the electrical box right there. It's right over here. Alright, so this is the view that they have of this guy supposedly going down. And I want to show everybody from the BBC here what they show. So apparently people were filming this before he got shot. So check this footage out.
TMZ shows the exact moment the shooter, who was lying on his stomach, lines up his shot from the roof.
All right, so this is the view that we get where the guy's up at the peak, and you know, the angle, somebody was out there filming him up on the roof with a rifle in his hands before he was shooting. All right, that's, you can see it right there.
He's not dead yet.
Roof clearly questions about how he was able to do that without being stopped.
You see this? Now they zoom in and you get this type of view of this guy, and they've got two different guys that are talking about as being the shooter. There's the mainstream narrative one, but there was another name that was dropped, and the other name that was dropped is the guy that actually looks similar to this guy. The one that they're sharing on TV doesn't even look similar to this guy at all.
The gunman was shot dead moments after this.
Let's get that frame one more time.
Being stopped, the gunman was shot dead moments after this.
All right, so that's the best view that we can share with y'all. But we're sourcing all this material. We want everybody to have the best possible footage that they can to take a look and see what's going on here. But that's what the BBC shows. Let's see, the the people talking about this right now. So everybody's going to be spinning a narrative off of this. And who was this guy that you brought up earlier? It was he was an original debunker or something.
For Max Malone 33, the Freemason shill. That yeah, he did break down hoaxes.
Yeah, so you have these guys. You have these guys that are jumping in. I just want to point out that they're showing super low quality footage, and then he's saying stuff like this guy fired 3 shots, and that the shooter never shot at Trump. Right, so everybody's going to be spinning crazy narratives out of this. We're just going to show you what the actual footage is. The guy that they're saying in the news is the shooter is this guy, and this Thomas Crooks, and then
Crook name, and then these are not it's not the right character, right?
It's not the right character. It really isn't. Let's see here. I've got some tabs that I want to go through online, and then a whole bunch more video clips and pictures. So these tabs, these are the headlines that are breaking right now. This is Meta removes limits on Trump's accounts ahead of the 2024 election season. So right before this whole thing went down, all of a sudden he's unrestricted, right? Seems a little fishy to me that now all of a sudden that it's absolutely unfettered. We've got statements coming from Donald Trump. Thank you to everyone for your thoughts and prayers yesterday, as it was God alone who prevented the unthinkable from happening. We will fear not, but instead remain resilient in our faith and defiant in the face of wickedness. Our love goes out to the other victims and their families. We pray for the recovery of those who were wounded and hold in our hearts the memory of the citizen who was so horribly killed. In this moment, it is more important than ever that we stand united and show our true character as Americans, remaining strong and determined, not allowing evil to win. I truly love our country and I love you all. Look forward to speaking to our great nation this week from Wisconsin. That's my sort of hometown there.
Yeah, it's got the sin in it. Of course, that's where he's excited to go. Of course, MAGA, the Church of Satan.
So these are the types of things that are showing up, everybody. This is Pierce Morgan shared this on X. This picture where you're supposedly be able to see the bullet traveling past Trump's head right here, right? What astounding.
Midair, right?
Astounding photo captured by New York Times photographer Doug Mills, showing a bullet flashing past President Trump. He came so close to being killed.
They had some super high frame resolution cameras ready to catch the bullet in slow-mo, right? All set up to go.
Oh, the people that fall for this. I feel for them. So we're going to be going through close-ups of what took place as far as the snipers were concerned. And, one of the things that people are pointing out is that this sniper was wearing the Kabbalah bracelet. All right, that's...
Yep. Trump, he's got the Tree of Life.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson also involved. Jared and Yale.
Yeah, and this is the guy that was jerking back his tripod and not getting clean shots.
He looked like he took a shot, then he pulled his tripod back in a quick movement, and that's all that took place. They were clearly watching the area where the shooter was for like 40 seconds prior.
So let's take a look at this scene a little bit closer. I want to get up. I do have a background image, but where is it? Let's get this. There it is. So here's some video clips. This is setting up the narrative that this guy was spotted a long time in advance. So this is people, you can't see anything with the footage. It's just being shaken around like crazy, but you get from what they're saying that a shooter was noticed before before he took shots, right?
And you know, that's a little bit. He's going down!
Stay under here.
All right. Count the shots, everybody.
It sounded, yeah, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, it doesn't match up with the other footage, right?
A little different.
Yeah, it doesn't match up. We've got extra people being added into the narrative. We've got a supposed third shooter as well, right?
Well, yeah, they had a guy detained and arrested and was causing problems as people were walking out.
Don't make it worse. Come on, guys. Thank you.
That was this event right here. So they're just going to keep throwing.
That was the third suspect.
Third suspect. Let's take a look at our lines of sight here. So this is a lot of it's going to hinge on these sniper guys, and they're up at this roof right here. And so this yellow triangle right here is showing what the line of sight would be for these snipers. And then you have the red triangle showing the line of sight. See, they're saying that the sniper was over here on this side of the building. Right? Some are going to place him over here, and that would be out in the open, visible by these snipers. Others are going to set them behind this tree over here. Let's take a look at some other looks at this. This is a third-person perspective of this area that we're starting to see, where now the gunman's being put way to this front side of the building over here, which would have been in the view of the Secret Service. But what are they pointing out here? There's a water tower right here, right? So obviously the highest position in the area is the water tower, and that you would be able to see anybody on any rooftop in the entire area from the water tower, right?
And if the president or former president was speaking at an event, I think they would obviously look at the highest vantage point, right? They probably had a cameraman there, and the director of the entire thing was probably up there calling the shots down, telling everybody exactly what to do, including Trump and his movements.
Yeah, because snipers never thought about getting to the highest position, right? They just want to be seen in the scene. They don't want to be like hidden up on a water tower.
Yeah, this graphic has them on the other side.
Yeah.
Right? On the other side of the roof.
So here's an aerial view that has come in of this, where we have an image before the rally is set up. And you can see they're positioning him out here on this edge. I think it's actually, it's going to end up being that he was back here hidden by these trees. And you see the stage setup. Now, here's some good information. This right here, the stand on the left with this being pointed out, this is the one where the blood is on the stands. Like, this is the one where they carried the guy out. And that's over here. This is the stands nearer the guy. Over here, this is the telehandler that was wounded in the gunfire as well. So you have injured people taken from stand over here on this corner, and you have blood in the spectator stands over here, right, with a distance of like 430 feet. Now this is a graphic that came in. I think this was Virtual Reality that shared it, and Reality Check. So this picture shows this this building with the ladder set up right here, and the shooter over on the far side. This would be the position that would be hidden by the trees, and there's like a circled stain on the roof over here. All right, so this does not have it out at the other end. Let's take a look here. The shooter is now down on the roof, and we've got the guys up here. So let's think about the site that we've seen as far as where you can get a view and which end of the building is he at. It's hard to tell. Is it the near side or is it the far side? They keep that question unanswered because of the way that they shoot the whole setup. Here's another angle that shows the shooter down on the roof a long way from his gun. So he must have gotten hit and then thrown his gun, or he ran from the gun or something. But you've got him laying on the roof out here, and this does look like it's sort of in the area where the trees are covering, right? Not at the far end of the building. We've got another view of the Kabbalah bracelet. These are the guys that are supposedly being taking shots at this guy. If you watch the Max Malone footage, you'll see that this guy shoots once and then pulls the gun back twice, and it does not look like he's doing anything more than one shot. And then that leaves us with the shoe on the stage. All right, so
what is this, Cinderella? Everybody that's tuned in right now, I just want to ask you, please, if you know anywhere that you could share this content, please share it with as many people as possible. Wherever you are on social media, they ban and block me and Jason from sharing it in multiple places. We try. So what we have here is the Cinderella symbolism, and probably more could be broken down if you really look closely. But Trump left a shoe like Cinderella, right? Come on, everybody. He's the Cinderella character that was whisked off. Where if this is your last slide, maybe go back to the original video when you're done, please.
Oh, I've got maybe 40 more.
Oh, for this section?
No, not.
So first was the shooter, the shooting, then the shooter, then the.
Yeah, I've got maybe 10 more.
Okay, let's keep going. I thought you were saying last but least you led with this, but yeah, continue, please.
Yeah, so there's the shoe, there's the white doily thing that maybe is semi-stained, but yeah, that's the way they left the stage there. Then we've got this is the guy that they were saying. I mean, they're probably going to change their story 100 times, but they're saying this is the guy that pulled the trigger that took out the bad guy. Right, so they're not saying it was one of the guys on the roof that got him. This is the hero, I think, that they're going to make out of the story. I want to point out that while the Trump was down, this is the look that you were seeing on people watching. Is that a smile? Like a hunched over smiling person? It sure looks like that to me. All right, so this is the other shooter. So there's like the BlackRock shooter, and this is the other one that is being scrubbed. Like if you look up his name now, all of a sudden you're getting these weird Google things where it's saying that this information's being changed right now, right?
Yeah. Well, this guy has gauged out earlobes, and we probably shouldn't show the footage of the actual shooter taken down. Didn't have the gauged earlobes, so there was an issue there. And remember, everything that you see was strategically placed exactly where it is. Everything that we see is released by them, the people that are running this PSYOP.
Yeah. This was a picture of another guy that they were saying.
That's the third investigated shooter, maybe, right? And there's people, and he was laughing, and I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. And then we've got some connections as far as presidential shootings that I want to sort of make in this section before we get into the characters involved in this. So you've got the Reagan. He was supposedly shot. This is something that I remember in my lifetime. I don't remember him throwing the 666s like this. But now we can look back in history and we can see the comparison between these different events, right?
Yeah, well, what I want everyone to do is be a forensics investigator. Look for patterns, okay? When you see things that line up, that are repeated, you have pattern recognition. And it's very simple. It's one of the first skills that we as humans do. As infants, as newborns, we instantly start creating pattern repetition in our minds. So what you have here is the Trump, and most of his agenda is based off of Reagan's as well. The Make America Great Again is Reagan's. The 666 sign is Reagan's. The symbolism of the actors, or actors, we'll call them, was all from Reagan as well. Same exact stories.
And then we've got this connection right here, which is the way we started it out.
Oh boy.
Is that now all of a sudden Elon's coming along and supporting the Donald.
So he's come out now completely. He's saying all in on Trump, pushing all the chips. The deep state wants to kill him, so he's saying that Don is the perfect guy for the job, and he's completely supporting him. He might tell Vivek Ramaswamy, who everyone's stating that he's chosen, that he's going to actually take Musk. Or what the conspiracy theorists are going to say is that it's Elon Musk and Trump that it's going to run the country after 2024.
Oh, that's interesting. That's makes sense to me.
You're here for the first time, everybody.
That's a call right there. I like that one. This is the type of reaction that we're getting from people, everybody. This is people are enraged by this.
This came out right away.
You fuck with Trump, you fuck with me.
Crazy.
You fuck with Trump, you fuck with me.
White boy of the year hat. Like, again, anytime you see anybody causing division, whether they're talking about white boys or they're talking about so-called, they say black people. I mean, there's no such thing. And there's not even white. There's different colors and tones. It's such a wide range. Stay as far away from the racial division as you possibly can. I mean, what a joke, that guy. There's more, but we didn't even load it up. We don't have enough time. We'd be a 10-hour podcast.
So everybody's heard this, but this was the first tweet that came out of Trump regarding this. So I realized then what was happening. Much bleeding took place. I mean, the language being much bleeding.
Speak like that. Much bleeding took place. Come on, you script writers are just a joke to us. Okay, you guys wait till you see. We're not even at the good part. Okay, the crisis actors section. That's where all the money, all the gold you're gonna see. Just hold on, stay tight, get your popcorn, please. Again, if you're out there, please share this content. I mean, you're not gonna get it anywhere like this. We're just shooting it straight. This is what we do. Come on, help us. We want to make sure as many people get to hear the truth, because once you're informed with the truth, you're actually super powerful. And our goal is to make you on the other side of the screen powerful.
Yeah, so Kid Rock says you go after Trump, you're going after me, and, was this Snoop Dogg? Yeah.
This was when he came out, and then he was beheaded in other ones, and they've have all this agenda. Really, what they do is this is how they actually market themselves, right? They do this. It's witchcraft in all of its sorts. They do the good side and the bad side. They want to control it, and they want to be the opposition side as well.
We got to document Biden's reaction. This is...
Oh, and yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, is he smiling? Take a close look at his face. Now, he's supposed to be out. His running candidate against him was somebody just tried to kill him, and here's Biden's reaction.
I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
Can't condone it, huh?
Look at the smile. So do you have the footage that was, if anyone watched the intro video, we'll be uploading that soon to Jason's channel here, Lake Souls. The day before this took place, Biden did a speech, and he was saying that Trump was you heard in the beginning of the video, right? Called him out, saying exactly what, that Trump is a threat to America. And the next day this happens.
Yep. So the enough is enough, the Illuminati card game. Everybody Everybody knows about that in the Truth or Movement, right?
But pull it back up again. Hold on a second. This I've been showing, since definitely, 2015, maybe even 2014. I was saying that Trump was the Antichrist back then, and this was the evidence. If you go and dig, I know a lot of my stuff's been taken down, but some of it's still up. So at any time, at any place, our sniper can drop you, have a nice day. Okay? You can clearly tell that that's Trump's face. What this card game is another revelation of the method. It's a lesser magic. They do it through predictive programming, through cartoons, through all different types of media, music, movies, television, and it's witchcraft. It's an image put down on a piece of paper, and it has absolutely no power once it's been exposed. Once you bring it out into the light, it's like a cockroach. It's gone. It's defeated. And I don't know if everybody actually explains that.
I don't think they do. Yeah, the sniper part on the card. Don't forget that part, people.
Yeah, come on. Look at that.
So, you covered this morning. This might be the first Simpsons fail of all time, right?
Yeah. Right? He's supposed to be dead. Nope.
So sometimes they mess with the revelation of the method.
Yeah. Well, they get certain characters get to be not killed, like out of this lineup here, right? Out of this big list, you get Trump, who gets to survive. Well, we do believe that a lot of these other characters actually fake their deaths too.
Absolutely. I'm in agreement on that one. And then, you know what? We're going into the crisis actor section next. So should we take a break now?
Do we have a song break? I don't think we do. We're out.
Oh, is that okay? And then let's just keep going. So we are transitioning into the crisis actor section now, everybody. This is the best part. So let's go ahead and start with the bloody doctor guy and check this one out.
That's exactly where I heard him come from.
What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter.
He had brain matter, he said. He had brain matter.
There. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him.
Helicopter coming.
So I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one that did it.
need to evacuate everybody.
So he didn't answer the question, was there only one person hit? This is the way they leave everything up in the air for everyone. We've got this.
Just want to cross live now to Sean Stone, a political analyst, filmmaker and screenwriter. Sean, thanks very much for joining us. I do want to ask you, you've heard what?
I just want to tell people the backstory about this guy, Stone, right? Sean Stone. This is a character that was brought out as well, connected to Trey Smith and Alex Jones, and he's another one of those Zionist guys that supposedly knew someone that had the manna, right, that was kept, and other things that were in the Ark of the Covenant, supposedly looking for the Antichrist and the Messiah type character. This is a long one. I don't know if you just wanted to clip through it. There wasn't too much here. He's just, again, what you're seeing is just an outpouring of just absolute total worship of Donald Trump. You're going to see it continued in all the countries and all the people who are checking in. This guy's connected to the Zionism. There's not too much there. I just wanted to document that Sean Stone is out here. Everybody's worshiping Trump all over the place. They're saying that he took the bullet for America. This one here, what we have, this is an interesting one. This we have is the liberal, the left side. We've got Soros' son and all these other characters like, what's that other guy's name from Israel? He's another teacher like Jordan Peterson, but he's in Israel. And, it's just crazy. Yuval Harari. These guys were totally predicting this. And I think Trump, we're saying he's on their team, right?
Should I play this one?
Yeah, you can play this one.
We just heard this point about untrustworthy people, and we talked about things in the United States like checks and balances, which aren't written anywhere, but are customs. And one man, Donald Trump, literally came in and just took that all away.
But are you concerned that Trump might be elected again? Sure.
I think it's very likely, and if it happens, it is likely to be the kind of like the death blow to what remains of the global order.
I was afraid for my own well-being. I thought I could wind up in Guantanamo Bay. I think I still could. I mean, he was ranting about me all last week again. He's obsessed.
And we joke darkly about the fact that in a second term, a number of us will be in orange jumpsuits in Guantanamo Bay. And I say that the comment is half facetious because Donald Trump actually did have a vision while I was in the administration to go use the terrorist prison at Guantanamo Bay to house political prisoners.
In a recent profile, General Milley raised the possibility.
So the Guantanamo Bay operation is another alphabetical organization that uses those premises and always have to actually train their own workers, their own operatives. They create Baghdadi was there. They put all these different characters there, and it's training, right? It's not what you think. Everything is flipped.
That he thought if Trump was reelected, he would throw his opponents in jail.
Well, think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like.
Well, nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11, unfortunately, and they should have.
He will imprison, he will execute whoever he's allowed to imprison, execute, drive from the country.
What you see here on the ground, Deborah, is there's no indication that the military process, the legal process, is going to shut down anytime soon. About 100 yards across the buildings that are in front of me, down into Camp Justice, there is a major construction project going on. They are, in fact, building another courthouse, and they are expanding the workspace for the handling of classified materials by the prosecution. This is a big project. It's over $15 million. So all of that goes to these interesting optics that here on the island, they're expanding the military legal process with physically a new courthouse, while at the same time in Washington, the...
All right, so this is a news narrative surrounding this. We're going to get into
Eyewitness?
Eyewitness.
This is the good part. Everybody, get your popcorn out. Get ready to throw it at the screen, all right? We're going to be seeing all the symbolism, all the pops, all the craziness, all the duping delight. If we had a clock runner, a counter for all the different things, if you could count how many times... Okay, I want to set this up, everybody. So you are an avid Trump fan. Okay, Trump's actually gone to this small town, and he's at some farmland. Everybody goes there. Oh, this was the day before.
Day before.
You
said setup, and I saw day before, so
it's important to get this in too. But so what happened is that all these characters that are there, right? They all went there, and they actually watched the president have his life attempted to be taken. An assassination took place, and all these crisis actors that are there, or I guess you're going to say, I want everybody to pay attention. Is this the way that you would react? I want people to understand that it would have been very traumatic. This is not something that's just light. This is something that would definitely scar you if it was a real event. This was the day before.
Most importantly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Trump is a threat to this nation.
Day before. So there's the setup. And let's get into some of these crisis actors.
I think it was hoping that it was a prank, and it does not appear from the reactions that it was. When I look back, I saw the Secret Service up on the stage protecting the president and doing the best that they could, just springing into action like the selfless people that they are.
Did you see blood on his ear?
Above his ear.
Above his ear.
It looked like he was bleeding from his ear. And everybody in the front row, we were just all started praying for him.
And you took cover. I mean, everybody up here too kind of got down. You didn't get down at all?
This was early.
Did you see move in pretty quickly? Did you see the police move in?
Yes.
All right, so that guy right there, it's a 33-second clip, and he saw blood at the top of the ear, and he saw that it wasn't coming from inside the ear. So
That's what he says. Brick man or Freemason man. And this was happening. They're calling it an incident, erupts. Like, this was so new. It was breaking right away. They had this brick man on first.
Yep.
Where are we going next? Is this
This is crisis actor, firecrackers, and carried dead body.
Okay, let's go.
First went off. It was very confusing initially because I knew it was gunfire, but I couldn't quite tell where it was coming from. It sounded like it was coming from behind the bleachers, and the man in the bleachers, kind of to the right of me in the bleachers, took a gunshot wound to the head. Was killed.
Right beside him.
And another woman, I don't know exactly where she was in the bleachers. I think she was either behind me or to the right of me. She got around she got hit in the forearm and hand, it looked like. But if she was wounded, she wasn't killed.
That's a wounded
Can I ask
woman
you how
and a
you're
killed
feeling?
man.
Obviously, you just witnessed something terrible happen. A lot of chaos was in the room. How exactly are you feeling right now, Joseph?
It's something you don't expect. It's a bullet out of the blue, so it's very shocking. It's just
bullet out of the blue.
I think a lot of people in the crowd just thought it was fireworks going off. I knew immediately
Fireworks.
it was gunshot.
It's the catchphrase, fireworks.
Fireworks.
I knew they were close, and when I
going.
saw someone get hit and go down, that's when I knew it was probably serious.
It was probably serious when he saw somebody get hit and go down.
Probably serious? There's a guy's brain splattered all over the place.
Dead person right next to him. It's probably serious.
It's like
drugs.
Just massive confusion, throughout the event.
I
saw Donald Trump get hit.
Hoax.
It looked like he was either. I was running my camera at the time, but it
Running.
looked like he was just
Running a
turning
camera.
he was turning his head to the side. And it looked like he got grazed in the
Grazed.
right ear with a
You
bullet.
saw it.
I kind of saw that.
He saw that.
And I looked down. I saw that the man, died in the bleachers.
He saw that he died.
Just complete pandemonium. Like there was a bit of a delay. Like there was a lot of confusion, but immediately, it seemed like more gunfire erupted. I couldn't figure out where that was coming from, and then
more gunfire.
There was a state policeman there. I believe a SWAT team, showed up relatively quickly. They jumped the side. There was a fence, it was next to the bleachers. They jumped the bleachers and started clearing the bleachers. And then I helped carry the body.
No, the bleachers. Well, I guess around the one person that was supposedly shot. Yeah, they did move people out around that.
Of the man down out of the bleachers, and they took him to a tent behind
Man
the
down.
bleachers.
Took him to a tent. So now we're getting people's eyewitness accounts, everybody. This is where it gets fun.
Where are we going next? See who we got. Let's
go here.
Your popcorn ready? Okay. This is Phil Pot.
By another guest. His name is Robert Philpott. He's from this community, from Butler. Robert, come here and talk to us if you will. You can come a little closer.
Sure.
You stopped us here. We're here doing our show, and you stopped us, and you wanted to talk to me, and you wanted to tell me
Walked
something.
onto the set.
We just heard the mayor there of Slippery Rock talk about the other Butler rally that he had been to. You were talking to me about that rally as well. Tell me the message you wanted me to understand, because there was something different about that rally versus this rally
Hold
that
on.
you noticed.
Yeah, my daughter and I went.
I just want to point this out. This guy just walked up to the NBC News crew and said, "Hey, I want to tell you something." Right? And they're like, "Okay, sure. Yeah, get the camera. Yeah, get the studio editor. Let's go." Just like that, they just walked up.
That's how they do it.
That's the story.
I guess it was 4 years ago. It was at the Butler Airport, not even 5 miles from here.
5 miles. Get that. 5G
it was
towers
an
back there.
awe-inspiring event. We were just like,
awe-inspiring. Hold
But
on.
the one thing we know-
it was an assassination attempt. Is awe-inspiring?
I think he's talking about the other event that he went
the
to.
first rally 4 years ago that he was at. Yeah.
Awe-inspiring.
We walked in there, and her and I, we're close. And the one thing we noticed that the airport has a lot of hangars, buildings kind of like this, but they hold planes.
Oh, the other one was at the hangar. Okay.
Every rooftop of every hangar had 3, 4, 5
Devil
guys
horns.
on top of it. With
When you
guns.
say guys, snipers? Law
Yes, sir.
enforcement with long guns on top.
Long guns,
Okay.
yes, and
Snipers,
even some
long
of them
guns.
in the sniper position, just scanning everywhere.
Scanning.
And my daughter turned to me.
To the
and-
point where
Devil
you got
horns,
there,
devil
you
horns.
noticed.
Right, scanning. He had the sniper devil horn scanning. This is at the hangar 4 years ago when he went.
Yeah, every roof had 3 or 4 guys with long guns.
Snipers. Scanning. Constantly doing
Them right
the scan.
away.
immediately. It was the first thing she said to me. She goes, "Oh my gosh, Dad, look at this." She goes, "I never felt so safe in my life."
I never felt so safe. Get out of here. Whoever wrote that line, you are hilarious. I've never felt so safe is the last comment from the rally 4 years ago. Make that one, score that one for everybody taking score.
Those were her exact words.
This is 4 years ago.
Well, hold on, pause. I want to let the viewers know there will be an awards ceremony. You know, soon enough, when we have enough of these hoaxes and enough of these things, we'll get Best Crisis Actor, Funniest Moment. We'll do it again. We'll bring the Sheeple Awards back from back in the day. Don't worry for everybody that's tuning in from We'll Do It Live. It's not gone. We still know how to do it. We're still going to keep going.
Airport.
Correct.
The other airport.
Right.
Okay.
So she didn't come with me this time because she's eight months pregnant, and the heat and everything else, but she really wanted to.
That's good.
So that was so much on our minds there that we talked about it for, I don't know, we just talked about it. We were like so awe-inspired by the, wow.
Oh.
First thing I did when I got here yesterday was I did a complete look around at every rooftop. And I said to myself, that's strange. I don't see one cop sniper, nothing. I don't see anything.
No cop snipers.
No cop snipers.
And I just thought that was kind of weird.
And at what time is this when you're sort of looking?
So NBC, you know, had to get the guy that doesn't. He's questioning why there's not enough snipers.
Around trying to see what you saw 4 years ago.
It's probably about 4 years ago. We noticed
today. I mean, or yesterday. What time was that when you started looking?
Probably about 2 hours before he came on stage.
Okay.
But I didn't stop looking because it's something that was in my mind because of it was so noticeable back then, but it was also just as noticeable not being that way.
And then did you notice, because on that barn there, that's where...
He said it was so noticeable that it was not noticeable that way.
Yeah.
What a backwards line that was for everybody keeping score.
It was so unnoticeable, he noticed it.
Law enforcement snipers were that engaged with the alleged assassin. Did you notice them?
I did not. I noticed nobody because I scanned every roof. And I just thought it was strange.
I also want to point out here, I just saw everybody was saying that they couldn't use their phones there because, you know, so many people were on their phones.
No service. No service.
But if you look here, that you've got like super towers, like 5G mega towers right here on the grounds, right?
Literally on the property that they were on.
Not. I noticed nobody because I scanned every roof. And I just thought it was strange because when they show the Google Maps looking down, it really doesn't give the entire picture of the area. Because
so here's the view. This is the obstructed view. This is the view that's on the right side of the building as opposed to the left that people have been pointing to. And yeah, they're gathered around here. So there's a yard light that we get to see in footage, and then this parapet right here as features, and it does have them on the near side of the building in the obstructed position right there.
Right beyond that, there's all...
See, they're showing right here in this footage the view to over here, but the view was actually to over here. So right here is the pulpit over here. That was the porch over there. This would be where the ladder was set up, and this would be where the shooter was. Right here. So
this is a clearer graphic than we were getting online.
This is NBC News, and they are pointing to the wrong building on the wrong side. Like this is the side sloped towards over here. They're not showing the back side. They're showing the wrong building, everyone.
Kinds of buildings, and that's why I looked around, because
you're saying there's a lot of high points. If somebody was on another roof and wanted to fire towards the
right across
president.
68 right here.
Yeah.
And don't forget that this is the water tower right here. The water tower that would oversee all of this.
There's a big sports complex that has a high roof. I knew the AGR building because I know of it.
That's where the assassin was planted on top
Correct.
of.
I was going to park there because I know a lot of people coming from, they don't know the area. And I'm thinking that would be a great place to park. It's close. It's real close. I could park right there. I'd be out quick because it's right off the main road.
Yeah.
So, lie into the American people. Hang on. If anyone's keeping score, now you've got the crowd trolling the witness. Okay, that's not the only time someone calls him an effing, I can't say it, or whatever, just a sissy boy or something. That guy drove by and said, "You're lying to the people," right? He could also be referring to the guy on the left taking the interview on NBC here, but there's a good chance that these guys are actually, they're working together. He keeps leading them with most of this content here, the interviewer.
So
we're going to park there, and then you decided not to.
Yeah, but I decided not to because there was so much traffic on this main road that I couldn't get to it. So I
couldn't get to it. Did you even drive by? Did you see it?
He's so happy.
By it every day.
It's easy because I drove by as well. It's easy to walk.
They were just traumatized with an assassination attempt on who they were there to worship President Trump. Right, and they're all so well. We're just getting into these characters, but look at the smile on this guy's.
Into essentially, like if you were to drive over there, you could walk right into it.
Well, that's why I was going to park there because I knew that. But I decided not to, only because the traffic was so bad that it would have taken me an hour to get to it.
Yeah.
So I just parked further down and walked in. But it was
looking at his lines.
I still can't process it. I think that's why I came back here today because I wanted to look at the where I was at and say, how lucky are? I mean, somebody died. That's a shame, but
how lucky are we that somebody died? If anybody thinks that that's something that a normal eyewitness would say, yeah, you think what you want. I mean, can we hear that section again?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody died. How lucky are? I mean, somebody died. That's a shame, but
that's a shame.
I still can't. I mean, last night I was up all night. I don't even think I slept well, thinking. I just can't believe it. I'm just
you
still
couldn't believe
shocked.
what you saw.
No.
I can't believe why. I mean, I think the big thing is the why. I mean, have we really come to that point?
Why?
I mean, I do remember when Reagan was shot. That was that was different, but that was basically the last time. And I'm still, like, I called my daughter, I called my girlfriend, and we were in tears. Because as I'm walking away, I walked away from the gunshots. I mean, that's
He walked away.
Walked away from the gunshots.
And there were vendors with Trump supplies, probably as long as this row here.
Vendors.
And this one guy's on the phone and he
here.
screams, "They just shot Trump. He's down." So I immediately got on my phone and called somebody.
Okay, that right there was neuro-linguistic programming from the JFK shooting, right? Because that's the same term, the same thing that went throughout the communities real quick. So they're lacing together multiple agendas.
So he's saying he walked away when he heard the shots, but then he heard a vendor, say, "Trump's down."
And I called my girlfriend. She's in tears going, "Trump is shot. Trump is down. Trump is..." And then I froze. I didn't know whether to go out, whether to go in. I just stayed there, and I'm like...
I think a lot of rally goers were probably just like you, Robert. They didn't know what to do, and they were in shock, and they're still in shock.
Yeah, they didn't move at all, right?
They're all happy. They're all smiling, just like Philpott.
By another guest. His name is Robert Philpott. He's from this community, from Butler. Robert, come.
You're gonna start it again?
No, we don't need to play that again.
Yeah, so he walked out. He walked away from the gunshots. His daughter never felt so safe 4 years ago. This time, he didn't see anybody there. And so here we go with the pop. This one we got Donna Hutz making an appearance. She is definitely in the runnings for Sheeple Award here for the crisis actor of the event. Let's get into Donna Hutz's story.
So this is the main guy interviewing the eyewitnesses, huh?
Time
from NBC.
If you can walk our viewers through where exactly you were and what you saw and experienced, please.
Yeah, good morning. We were in the stand. The president was to the right, and the stand that we were in is where the two people got shot. The man that died and the woman. So they were in the top,
the man that died and the woman,
maybe 8th row, and these stands weren't very tall, about 10 rows up, and we were in the 3rd row. Watching the president, like we all know, it was early in watching the president, and you hear I heard the 3 pops first, and
pop.
start thinking, and you're like, that's not what you're hearing, because you just don't want to even believe it, but you are. My son screamed, shooter, get down. We all immediately, people were getting down. People were crawling out of the bleachers onto the ground in front of us, which was, a limited space. We were.
No, we didn't see anybody.
No.
We saw people duck
that footage later.
Duck down, but they didn't want to lose their spots in the audience. They didn't go anywhere.
No.
We were piled on top of each other.
Piled
so
on
we were
top
laying
of
down
each
on
other,
the ground.
Donna Hutz.
I was able to look up, and you could see where the shooter had shot the two people. They were laying there. One gentleman put a towel over the man's head. Those people were calling for medics, trying to get help up in our area. And
super respectful.
Calling out medic.
Group, we were taped off.
A doctor or nurse or
we were the crime scene,
medic?
because that's where everything happened, basically, on that
Crime
situation.
scene. They were right
but
there.
We got evacuated from there, but I didn't see any shooters.
See that? There's the
and
woman. Go back a couple of clicks, as we've seen again. So these outlets are getting the higher quality. Everything else you're seeing is low quality. So they're carrying out so one of the guys, was it the first guy, that he said that she was hit in the hand and the wrist.
Yeah.
Right, but they're carrying her. So we're gonna call her a wrist woman who got carried out. She's Carlos Arredandas. That was the guy in the wheelchair that blew a thing at Boston bombing, if you're tuned in and you were around back then. So we've got Carlos number 2. This is the victim that got hit in the hand. Look at this guy with his umbrella. Is that an umbrella? Get out of here, umbrella guy. As far as I could tell, wasn't it sunny? Was there a chance of rain? Where's everybody else's umbrellas? That's probably the director. Here we got all the different "you're fired" signs littered throughout the ground. Everybody pay attention to everything. And the water bottles. It just looks so disgusting. Why would it? So if an assassination attempt happens, everybody just drops their water bottles?
Yeah. And everybody that was in this area had a "no tax on tips" sign.
Oh.
No tax on tips.
Oh, it doesn't say you're fired.
No.
It says you're fired on the other side.
Yeah, but these were all "no tax on tips" left up this way.
Her face. Come on, Donna. Keep going. She's going to do the pop, pop, pop again. She's in the running for the Christ's Actor Award. Guaranteed she's in the running for the Sheeple Award, because she got the pop, pop, pop.
I think this has got the record for the most amount of water bottles left behind.
Yeah, well, and there's more pop, pop, pops. We got the phone caller lady. What was her name? We'll get to her after too.
Shooters, and we heard the noises. I was able to see the president when I was down on the ground, because I was against the fence. They were just lined with flags, so you couldn't
Very
see the room. I
Boston-esque,
just lifted the
pushed up
flag,
against
and I
the
was
fence.
able to see. So I saw the president. I saw him. I saw the Secret Service getting him up. I saw the blood on his ear and him going out. So the word was just spreading through the low-lying people. We all knew that President Trump was okay, but we had a man dead in our bleachers and a woman injured, and
we had a man dead.
And dead.
That was shook up everybody around us, because we all seen that.
Look us up.
Donna, can you tell us a little bit about the woman and the extent of her injuries? Did you see where she was hit?
Where was the
They
woman?
said, she actually went on the golf cart right by us. Hers was more in the
On the
hand
golf
area,
cart.
from what we could see.
Hand area.
You know, things move fast, but it didn't seem like she was shot in her body area. It was in the hand or the wrist.
And
Yeah, not in the body area, the hand area.
so they're corroborating witnesses now. If you're keeping score, right? That's 2 witnesses with the woman got in the hand and the arm.
Area, it seemed like that was
She
what was
added
being
wrist.
covered, at least. And the man,
Yeah,
they put the
it sounds
towel
like the
over his
two
head,
others that
so.
were gravely injured were.
The towel over the dead
That sounds like the two that were gravely injured that are.
So here's the.
Oh, is that them there? I don't see her.
All right, she's got a red bracelet on as well over here.
Kabbalah bracelet number 2. I think that was the telltale for special people in the script.
Yeah, so we got to see both wrists. One has a red band on it, right there.
Yeah. No bullet holes.
Gravely injured that are still in critical condition are 2 men. So you talk about hearing the gunshots and everyone.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
That guy's got a drag racing shirt on. I think it was a Malibu.
She's saying no.
Go ahead.
No, what?
Okay.
Man and a woman.
And the man's gone.
Yeah, no, I
and the
understand
woman-
that.
The
But there
man's
was
gone.
another person critically
bad,
injured
Jerry.
that I'm not aware of. Yes.
Yes,
another
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
critically
The medical officials in
Yes.
Pittsburgh have told us about two men that are in critical condition. So I know they're different from what you were talking about. You
So now we got four people.
You were sort of depicting moment by moment what you remember hearing. You know, those bullets from the weapon that's being described, it's an AR-15 style rifle.
Okay, boom, check. We got the gun, the famous AR-15, right? Which doesn't stand for assault rifle, for anybody that's tuning in.
Well, and here's another thing.
Of the gun, armament.
I do have a tab open where you can do a search right now.
Oh, you do?
What kind of gun was used to attack Trump? And they're still just saying AR-15 style or long gun. They won't say what kind of gun it is, because as soon as they say what kind of gun it is, you can actually do some research to see what kind of sound that gun makes. And then you could compare the sound to the pop, 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 and the narrative doesn't work anymore. So they're not even going to tell us what kind of gun was used other than AR style or a long gun. They might call it high caliber, but they shouldn't, because pop, 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 a lot of people thought it was just fireworks.
Could shoot up to 200 yards, maybe even farther than that. Could you feel anything? We saw the image of the bullet.
He's asking if she could feel the concussion of the bullet going by. Right?
Whizzing by. I mean, once that person was struck, what else do you remember about it?
Well, the guy did have that picture of the bullet going past.
You know?
No.
I don't know if I felt any whizzing, but what I did feel was like it was over your head. It was over your head. That's how you felt, because the sound, you immediately tuned in, and it was like, that's like, you didn't turn to look there or there. I wanted to turn around. And that's obviously where it came from. So I didn't feel it.
She's got a bad connection. Oh.
Got cut off.
Too close for comfort.
All right, so once again, we get a close-up here.
Here we go. Now we get the clear shot.
Of a red ear, all right? Not a single drip of blood on the collar or the coat.
Yeah, it stopped there at the bottom of his ear. It just dried there like that, the blood.
Yeah, there's a drip right here, but it never drips.
And who knows what they've got drawn on his cheek.
Yeah, is that supposed to be the two bullets? One went right here, the other one went down there.
Theory.
That's what it looks like they were trying to get people to think.
Could you, when you found out where...
There's a close-up. Does that look like...
Did it scratch through his ear right there? Is that a cut wound? That line you're drawing down? Yeah. Is that the cut? Did the bullet go right through that part of his ear right there? Or did it just graze that chunk off? Okay, yeah, I sort of see what they got shown.
Yep, but no blood dripping. Oh, no, there is one drip here. You see this? I think if we look back at the footage, you won't see this drip anywhere else, but they do depict it here in this shot.
Here, like I was saying to you before, we have to wait till we see all the footage, because they like to put out faulty information first, and then they take it down. That's why we document everything.
The alleged, or the assassin was, could you see that at the time, or did you see that position afterwards? I mean, could you notice that?
No,
how close was it?
We
know it's about 150 yards.
I got home. Yeah, I did not find out where he was until I got home. We had heard that he was around our bleacher area. Obviously, he was, because he was behind us. But they made it sound like he was like closer. So no, I didn't see.
So this is not accurate, right? This is the wrong building, wrong side of the roof, wrong NBC.
Yeah. And then you saw the president, you had eyes on the president and the way the Secret Service surrounded him. What stands out to you the most about that moment?
Here we go.
Gosh, just sheer fear, fright. Watching that.
Fear, fright.
Knowing that somebody's out there, people in my bleachers are shot, and are we going to get shot? Are there more people in this audience with ARs that are going to start aiming at everybody? That's what went through my head.
You know, I know I've covered a lot of Trump rallies, and the way they used to do it, I don't know if they still do it this way, it was usually the most loyal supporters were the ones that were in the stands behind him, or the ones that got there the earliest. How did you and your other fellow rally goers end up there on the bleachers?
We got there at 8:30 a.m. and that's how we got in.
Happy.
We sat it out. and we were in
Sat
full
it out.
sun, and up to the gate at 1 in the afternoon, got through the gate and back in full sun till 6 p.m.
suffered.
We suffered out the beginning to wait to hear President Trump talk, and this was our second rally. We seen him in Youngstown at the Cavalli Center when he was running his first time.
And I wanted to ask you that question, right? Because no one should ever get hurt.
Everybody.
No one should definitely ever get killed at a political rally in the United States. But there is a cruel and sick irony that the most loyal of former President Trump, one of them has been killed, the other two injured, and they likely got here as early as you did. Spent hours in the sun, waiting an entire day to watch the person that they're going to vote for president. And now two of them are in the hospital and one is never going to come home.
And he calls that ironic. That's irony, right?
She's got the duping Duffy delight.
That's exactly what we thought. And their family, to look at their faces, it was beyond. He was with his family.
He was with his family.
That's how Donna Hutz enters and leaves. She was the pop lady. Donna Huntz, for everybody out there, you can search it. You can get all these clips yourself. Next up, drum roll please, we have this one at Bethel Park. Interesting.
Yeah, the guy was bullied.
Been here. There's a large media presence here.
High
You've
school
had members of the
fellow
community
student?
come and approach us,
Yep.
including one person who said he actually went to high school with this suspected shooter. I want you to listen to a little bit of our conversation there.
He was bullied almost every day.
In what way? Can you explain?
Look at all those Fed
he would
cars.
sit alone at lunch. He was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays.
An outcast.
So
Camera crews.
they're gonna see
What do you mean,
someone
how
like that,
kids
and they're
are?
gonna target him because they think it's funny or whatever.
Target?
So it's the best way I can describe it, and it's honestly kind of sad.
Wow.
Sad?
Does he look sad?
Yeah,
Does this guy look sad, everybody? I don't think so. Come on, score it down.
honestly, he looks kind of sad, he says. Honestly, it looks kind of sad.
And it's honestly kind of sad. Like, I don't want to say this is what provoked it, but
Don't say it.
no.
Well, the kid's picking on him caused it.
Yeah. I want to say he was a loner more because he was quiet, but like he was just bullied.
Quiet.
Like, he was bullied so much. So
Very bullied.
This was high school.
Yeah.
What did they, do you remember at all what they said to him or called him?
No. He was just made fun of, I guess.
You got a
for the way
tattoo
he
behind his ear
dressed,
there?
His appearance.
Yeah, he's got a
there.
the special K.
Special K. Don't do that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Weird. And he showed
That's
it.
what he was saying. He said that he was actually in the class before or behind the suspected shooter here, and we have
The
some
horn?
movement here where ambulance or
They
car
coulda
horn, excuse that background noise. But one thing that we
Oh.
also heard
Look at how
from
blocked
that
off it is. You
conversation
got
that when we asked
cop cars
what
everywhere,
he was
Fed
bullied
cars.
for, what this
This actually looks like it's green screen work too.
Could be.
And-
Yeah, they just set a camera up, right? And then the camera just rolls.
Mhm.
And they just put people in a green screen in front of it. They do it all the time.
Yeah, this absolutely does not look like the scene where he's interviewing the kid on the street right here. Where's
Yeah.
everybody else?
They just set a tripod up and boom, it starts filming. And then
Yeah.
they green
shooter
screen in
was
front of
bullied
it.
for.
But
He
they do
pointed to
film
his
on set too.
clothing. Apparently, according to this person
They
who
do.
says he was a classmate, the shooter would wear military-style clothes or hunting clothes regularly as he was at school. So we're still learning a lot more. We can tell you, investigators continue to go in and out
There.
of the scene
There.
here.
That's the better
We know
picture of what we
multiple
think is the
agencies are
shooter.
here, not just local police, but the county bomb squad. As I mentioned last night,
Bomb
I saw
squad.
the ATF here. It's a calm scene. It's not completely
The ATF's
evacuated.
always gotta be
Many
there.
Residents are still in their homes behind here, but you can tell this is
Shelter in place.
point of this investigation as we learn more about this suspected shooter who, again, from what we know and from public records, does not have a criminal history, not a
No
large
record.
social media
He was
presence.
bullied.
So there's a lot more information that folks are looking to learn.
More
Tom.
stuff.
Thanks for watching. Stay
He was on
updated
Black
about
Rock.
breaking news
Yeah,
and
more.
top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
Let's go ahead.
Keep on going. Next up, everybody, get your popcorn ready. Oh, this is a good one too. Firecrackers is some of the major quotes again. And we'll see more about this interview. This might be the first guy that they interviewed. One of the first.
You know, I knew it was gunfire, but I couldn't quite tell where it was coming from. It sounded like it was coming from behind the bleachers. And the man in the bleachers, kind of to the right of me in the bleachers, took a gunshot wound to the head, was killed. And another woman, I don't know exactly where she was in the bleachers. I think she was either behind me or to the right of me. She got around she got hit in the forearm and hand, it looked like.
Forearm and hand. So we got this guy already. That was just a re-up of the same clip.
Gotcha.
I think it might have been a different interviewer. But they only had so many crisis actors out so far. And you have to actually dig.
This guy's precious.
Yeah, so this is the BBC. Of course, they got one of the funniest guys. So again, I brought up in the intro video, James Holmes, the Aurora Batman Theater shooter. If you haven't seen that PSYOP and that hoax, okay, that I'm calling these hats that they have, they're like visors with wigs. This is James Holmes right here. Okay, so we've got the same artist, the same concepts, the same colors. We're seeing it repeated. Why? I want you on the other side of the screen to tell me why exactly did they go with that style and these colors.
Come back up here. That's not the one.
Yeah, you'll get it. It was the next one. It's a lot to organize.
It really is.
So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof.
Bear crawling.
The building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey.
Red beard guy, or we could call him beer drinking guy, because he's got a beer in his hands. I don't know what you guys in the chat want to call this guy. He's in the running for the Sheeple Award of the best crisis actor line throughout this whole thing. His line was either bear crawling. He gets multiple entries. The other one is there's a shooter on the roof, right? So you're going to hear these terms, these different, again, neuro-linguistic programming methods being used. They do it with colors, sounds, and they do it with words. So this guy's key, and it keeps going with this guy. And it was the BBC, right? It was the British guys that got to bring this guy out.
Well, and I think the guy interviewing him is a redhead as well.
Right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling.
Telling the cops.
And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn.
All right, it's not quite red hair, but
he's pointing everyone. He's like, someone's going to shoot the president.
While he's still holding his beer here.
He's got his beer now.
And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars.
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went,
the
he was
slant
behind where they could see.
That's what I said.
Why
that slope didn't look right to me. The angle of attack didn't look like he was high enough on the roof to take the shot. That was my initial call on the whole entire thing, but so that's what he's saying.
Yep.
Secret Service on all of these roofs here. This is not a big place.
Why is there not Secret Service on all these roofs? Now, there's a longer section for this guy. Maybe we'll bring it out if we do extra bonus coverage. But everybody, you do your own digging. Red beer guy. All right, or hold my beer guy. He's definitely in the running for Sheeple Award. Bear crawling and shooter on the roof. He was literally yelling at the cops and the Secret Intelligence Agency. He's gonna shoot the president for 2 or 3 minutes, he said, and nobody did anything.
All right, we've got the melody hook.
Okay, there's a few more.
Yep.
Live in our special coverage is Melody Hook. She attended the rally here and witnessed the victim of the incident being shot. Melody, first, I am so sorry for what you had to live through, and I'm sorry you have to sort of but there is so many questions that we have about what happened here yesterday.
That time right there.
First,
Melody Hook. That's so bad.
Yeah, Melody Hook, right? The hook.
Let's just start at the beginning. What do you remember? What did you see? What did you hear?
Well, it all just happened so quick, but all that you just heard was just like shots firing, and just pure chaos. And it, I don't know. It was so hard.
Let's smile.
Hold on. Can you go back? So does she look like she's traumatized? Like, look at how excited she is here. Come on, Melody Hook. She is in the running for the Sheeple Award. That look right there, that little cameo section is in the running. We're going to have a vote at some point, so make sure everybody's paying attention to these actors. And I want everyone to look. The time keeps flashing, and it's getting awfully close to a very important number.
I don't know. It was so hard.
She's got tears. So,
yeah, it was just all of a sudden.
They never had actual tears.
No tears.
Crisis. And we said, all you need is like apparently a little bit of lipstick. There's a bunch of things. You could have rub onion on your hand, touch your eye. But she actually apparently does have a little bit of tears in this, Melody.
It was just shots and then people screaming. And I had saw the guy get shot in the stands.
Saw the guy.
And I just yelled down through the bleachers, over the back of the bleachers to the Secret Service. I yelled, he's been shot. And they hurried up and came up around. And I was just we had my niece with me. I was just trying to make sure she was covered. There was a little girl behind me. I grabbed her and threw her down and was on top of her. My husband grabbed the kid that was there by us. He covered him. We were all just laying on top of each other trying to...
Human shields. These are heroes, right?
Apparently these kids don't have parents, right?
They were human shielded by these people.
Yeah. So the parents didn't cover them. They covered other people's kids. So
they were human shields for the innocent children.
Yep.
Protect everybody. Like, it just happened so fast. You just there's no way you could have planned how to react.
Melody, if you could tell our viewers exactly where were you on the stage or in the crowd just behind the president?
Yeah, we were actually in the same set of bleachers as him, just a few feet away.
Wow. Right behind
closer towards the president.
Wow.
Yeah, we were in the same set of bleachers.
To sit in that area, you had to get there pretty early, right?
Actually,
it was just luck that we got in there. Truthfully,
luck. They just stumbled into it.
Was walking and just
was walking.
I don't even know how it was luck, but we got in there. But yes.
Oh, she's happy now. We got lucked into the right behind. We were 2 feet away from the president.
Yeah, and other people had to wait all day. But
shielding innocent children.
She was just walking by.
Human shield lady.
Yeah, it was great seats, and it was all great before that. It was one of the best days we've had. We've never attended a Trump rally before. And
best day ever.
I was very excited to be there, and then
very excited.
It just all turned terrible. It was a nightmare that I will never ever forget.
Do you remember looking where you were looking? I know you were protecting your children, which obviously that is what any parent would do. And I know you said your niece there as well. You had these children you wanted to protect. Do you remember where you could look after that? Were you able to see in the direction of where the fire was coming, or did you look at former President Trump?
Well, a little bit of both. I looked at, as soon as I heard the shots, I looked directly where they were coming from. And I don't know how this happened, to be honest with you. I don't understand how he was able to get up there and go through with this from where it was a direct shot.
What?
There was
get
nothing.
Up there and go through with this?
It was direct.
It was a direct shot.
I just don't know. I'm very
shoulder shrug
uneasy about. It was kind of funny. My best friend before
symbolism.
that said to me, "Please be."
So she started with the happy and then the tears and then the happy and then she's putting the onion or whatever or lipstick. We told them before how to do it, just a little bit of whatever, more realistic. So what you see on the screen is eerie reminiscent to Paris Strong, Boston Strong. You get this symbolism. We used to say back in the We'll Do It Live days is you wanted to be a floral salesman. You wanted to sell flowers because the vigils and candle salesman, and you get the looped people crying, the colors, and it's all coded. So what you're seeing while she's talking is super neuro-linguistic and optical linguistic or optical mind control content that is streaming out into the population.
Careful. I said, I'll be fine. I'm just worried about my cell phone dying, you know, being kind of funny. I said, there's going to be so many Secret Service people there. We're going to be fine. It's not going to be anything you're going to need to worry about.
We're going to be fine. She was
there.
Yep.
Because I truly thought that we were in the safest place yesterday. I never dreamed
and you have to think about and you have to think about the former president too, right? He has done hundreds of these rallies, always protected. You think you're in this bubble. I've done a ton of rallies too with the former president, and you do think you're almost completely protected, and then something like this happens. You mentioned your children, right? And so many of our reporters that were here when this happened have mentioned the amount of kids that were here. Talk to me about the conversations you've had with your children. I know I had a conversation with one of my kids yesterday. I wish I would have spent a little bit more time with that now in hindsight. But how are you talking to your kids about this since they just witnessed this and they experienced it?
Well, that's kind of our problem right now is we're not sure how to process it. Like my niece is very upset. My son,
tears are coming.
You don't know how to talk about it because you just don't know. Like you don't know how to explain anything to them. My niece is 15. My son, he's older. He's 26. There was a group of 7 of us, and you know, we were just there having a great time Yeah, it was crazy. Crazy. And my heart just goes out for the man who lost his life and their family and the others that were injured. And it was an act that should have never taken place.
There they go.
Never.
Eat your heart out.
I really feel it could have been
Melody, you're a mom.
Hookers.
Yeah,
all
tears.
Different past. Yeah, you never seen the crocodile tears come out. This right here for everybody that's been around since the good old days. We'll Do It Live. This is the evidence that they've actually now allowed crisis actors to cry. It was a no-go. They weren't allowed to do it before. This is huge. And look at the time. Wow. We are almost at 9/11.
We're just going to take the rectangle off so that people can see that. Live, it's now 9:10. Let's go ahead and hit play.
Melody, you're a mother, and moms usually have good advice. What would your advice be right now to the country, right? Because a lot of historians, a lot of journalists like myself, political reporters are all kind of weighing in on this, but you're someone here who experienced it. What can we learn or take away from this, do you think?
We all need to get God back in our life.
God.
We need to be praying. We need to be praying for our country and our children, and hold your kids close. It could have went. We were so close to this, and if that bullet would have went a different direction, this could be a completely different conversation we'd be having.
Not bad advice, right?
So just everybody just needs to put all conflict aside. I don't care
Hong Kong
Republican Party you are. Our country is in dire need right now, and we really need to. We need to take it back.
Take it back.
Take the country back. There it is. 11/11.
And we know one family experienced that complete loss, you know, changed. That total loss, and 2 other families are now at a hospital in Pittsburgh praying and wishing and hoping for the best because they don't know what's going to happen. Those 2 victims that are still in critical condition. Melody, thank you so much for coming on our air and sharing. I know it is horrible to relive that, but I hope viewers and Americans can learn.
Got it.
Multiple 9/11s, right?
But they do
different time zones.
They do like to code it up like that. What else we got here? We're starting to run low on clips. We've got yeah, here's some down here.
Erin Houghton-Ruth. She is a longtime supporter of Donald Trump, was sitting in the front row when those shots rang out.
So Erin, this is hold on,
how
Erin,
are you doing today?
This is how do you pronounce it? Erin Houghton-Ruth. This is we're gonna get more. Everybody get your popcorn ready. We got another popcorn incident coming up.
Okay.
It's like Kathy
Hitting me
Bates,
a little
right?
bit more today than yesterday.
Yeah.
Just the significance
Kathy
of it. And I was a volunteer at the rally, so I was there
Volunteer.
6:45 in the morning.
Got the money
And I
tree.
was working in the tent for the media, checking
Sports
them
team.
in, checking them out.
Media.
This is the third rally I've worked at, the sixth rally I've attended. So I kind of knew the lay of the land. And once the gates opened, the morning people that worked at the rally could go in first. So I'd gone earlier to see what the venue looked like. And the women I was working with, I said, let's go up this way. And we got into the first row. And I was seated directly in front of President, well, at that point, it was just the podium, directly in front of the podium. So when President Trump entered the stage from the left-hand side from me, he walked on, and then in front of him were all the photographers that were taking pictures. But then the Secret Service moved the photographers over to the right side, and he spoke. I thought it was 4 to 5 minutes. I think now they're saying it was 6 minutes. He
6
said,
minutes.
can we go off track here? I'm going to put up a visual. And there was one on the right side and one on the left side. And he turned his head to the visual, and I heard out of my left ear 4 pops. Pop, pop,
4.
pop, pop. But it sounded so much like firecrackers. I thought somebody must be still having them for the 4th of July, like a party or something in the neighborhood.
Must have been a party in the neighborhood.
Pop, 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 pop. 4
But
pops.
he stopped talking. He crouched down, and then I saw that the 4 Secret Service pushed him down. Then over to the right, those photographers were all in a heap on the ground, like 5 of them. No one was moving. Then the guys came with the bulletproof vests and the long guns up on the stage, and they started to sue.
Long guns.
Check right, check left, and then I heard them say, pick him up.
Pick him up.
He came up, and he was facing forward. I saw the blood on the cheek, and I heard President Trump say, I need my shoes. So they must have fallen off when they pushed him down.
I need my shoes. She heard him say it.
See,
Then
he dove. They didn't push him, right?
He exited the stage opposite the way he entered. So when he turned to the right, that's when I saw the blood from the top of the ear to the bottom. Wasn't as much as they're showing on that picture right now, but by the time they had walked the 4 or 5 steps to the steps where he went down, more blood came out. But then, he raised his hand up and said, fight. But I could tell from his face that he was okay.
Oh.
See, this view now does not show the drip on the coat anymore. All right, we saw one drip on the coat in a different shot, but not here.
Maybe it happened after this.
My thought was, when they pushed him to the ground, they must have heard
There's
the drip.
There's the drip. It's the same footage.
because I did not think he was shot at that time. And when they put him in the car, and then all of a sudden the photographers started to come up one by one.
And these drips running towards the mouth right here are just...
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Deadly head wound.
I thought, oh, okay, good. Everybody's okay. And nobody in that first row ran, moved, sat down, did anything. We were in shock. We were almost like...
Yeah, we noticed. Nobody moved. Everybody stayed at their seats.
Like what would usually happen when you hear bullets. People freak out and they just bolt.
a barrier to protect the president. Everybody was standing. And then when people started to exit behind me in the second row, I saw McCormick. Then behind him was the gentleman from Rico Elmore from Beaver. His white shirt had blood all the way down the side of it.
There we go. That's Aaron Altenreith, huh?
Yeah, it's a hard one to say. She had the 4 pop.
What do we got here? What's this?
This is Nigel. This is a British commentator. It's giving his take. I don't know how long it is, but basically you're getting the full support. Everybody going to get behind Trump all over the world.
What did you think when you heard the news, first of all?
I was very upset, and I'm still upset. I'm obviously pleased that my friend Donald's got away with it. Only just, but he's got away with it. But one person is dead. 2
Got away with it?
fighting for their lives.
Got away with it.
He said he got away with it.
So it's an absolutely horrendous incident, and yet somehow I'm not shocked by it. The narrative that is put out there about Trump by these liberals that oppose him is so nasty, is so unpleasant, that I think it almost encourages this type of behavior.
Are you suggesting that the political environment is to blame for this?
Well, you can always pick out quotes. I mean, it was just a few weeks ago that Joe Biden said Trump must be put in the bullseye. And, you know, we talked earlier on this program about social media, and that's quite right. There are some things that are said on social media that aren't acceptable. But there is also a mainstream media narrative, and I'm afraid it's very, very one-sided. The BBC is a part of this. It's happening in this country. I mean, I've faced continual attacks for over a decade now. Because it's me, no one cares. In fact, it's even funny, you know. I mean, one of the times
it is. He got beaten or whatever.
I had a drink thrown at me. You know, a comedian, so-called comedian on a BBC show says, "Well, why not battery acid?" I mean, I just find the fact that individual, Joe Brand, is still on BBC programs. I find that really pretty appalling. We've got Mr. Aronovich, who does programs on Radio 4, who recently said that the best way for the Democrats to deal with Trump is to have him shot. Now he says now that was a joke. But so I do think mainstream media, liberal intolerance, is increasingly a part of this problem.
So we still have Melissa Sheffer, or her name was Melissa DiNardo. Remember her? We're still missing that one. She had her story was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think this might be the last of the video clips for this.
Oh, another candidate for the Sheeple Award of the Year.
When Trump got up, he had some blood on his face. And I don't know if that was from the Secret Service tackling him, or I don't know what that was from.
Yeah. How are you feeling right now?
Distressed.
Many people there last night described the sound as fireworks, including one witness, Melissa Shaffert, who described seeing plumes of dust and dropping to the ground. Joining us right now is Melissa Shaffert. Melissa, thank you for being with us. First off, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Waking up this morning, it was very interesting. Waking up to the news and just kind of absorbing all of the events that happened yesterday.
I mean, you have described the chaos of the moment. You actually said you didn't know.
I want to do like a quick, slow walkthrough of. She's in the running for this look here. I mean, could you get more excited to be on camera? Look at this. What is she doing? Oh. Eyewitness, right? Traumatized.
Look at this.
What is going on with this character?
She rolls her eyes for it.
The chaos of the moment. You actually said you didn't know the former president was injured until you got home last night, right?
Yeah, they got cheering
that
at the
is
left
correct. At the Butler Farm
cheering.
Show.
Can you go back again, please? Sorry, I want to take away from Melissa here for a second. I want to point out the crowd because it's really clear. So now we have a Crocodile Dundee guy beside Mean Tweets guy. And you have the guy that didn't do anything when he was shot guy with the weird hat that everybody's saying like he does not fit into this scenario. He's like some time traveler. So I want everybody to pay attention to what these three are doing. Look at this. I mean, he was just attempted. His life was just sort of taken from him almost. These people are cheering. This guy's got his water bottle in his cup. Yeah.
Everybody's sitting down now. This is like the last second goal in the NHL playoffs, right?
Yeah, the Hail Mary touchdown.
Yeah, awesome. Boom, out of the seats.
Last second basketball shot just leaves his hand, right?
He's got his terrible towel.
Yeah, and then we got terrible towel symbolism as well, everybody. You got the TT, the FFs. We got all the symbolism. Mean tweet, man.
Until you got home last night, right?
That might be a woman.
That is correct.
Crocodile Dundee,
at
dude.
the Butler Farm Show, the reception to anything online is available.
So this is the stands where they're saying that there were injured people over here.
Yeah,
the other side has the dead guy with the brain matter. This side, there was just hits. And Look at nobody in these stands over here. Not a soul is up and moving. Not a soul.
They're in shock. The 87 right there.
Minimal. So we did not know actually the extent of the injuries, that he was actually hit. And as soon as I drove home 35 minutes to Grove City, PA, 35. I turned on the TV and watched the actual events unfold. And
What?
it was unbelievable.
She went home and watched the actual events unfold.
Yeah, the actual events.
She was an eyewitness.
Yeah.
Is that a bit of a contradiction?
Well, she said the actual events, the stuff that was shown on TV, right?
Yeah, unfolded live.
To see what had actually happened and to realize that we were right there and we didn't even know the extent
An Adidas symbol
what
on
was
his glasses
happening.
right there.
When you
See
were
that?
trying to get out of there and leave the event, you said it had taken 35 minutes. I looked up and it appears you live about 30 miles away from this event. Did it take you a long time to get out of the event? Were cars being checked? Were people being questioned?
I did not see anyone being checked or anyone being questioned.
So she was able to just walk right out, drive 30 miles. Yeah,
Come on, everybody. We got to play that section again.
30 miles in 35 minutes.
This is the most important critical point here. If there was an actual assassination attempt on a former president who's running, and polled, they say he's going to make it again, but they might not give it to him. Nobody was even questioned. You lock that place down. You take everybody's cell phone. You investigate each and every person to make sure that there wasn't multiple killers still in the crowd. There's no way that everybody just walked away and just got in their cars and left. Is that what we're to believe here?
She got 30 miles in 35 minutes and was able to watch what really happened live. Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Wake up if you think this is real.
Minutes. I looked up and it appears you live about 30 miles away from this event. Did it take you a long time to get out of the event? Were cars being checked? Were people being questioned?
I did not see anyone being checked or anyone being questioned. Everyone was very polite. When you go to these,
But they left behind their water bottles in their sense. Yeah.
Everybody was polite. There was no need to question them. They're polite.
events, everyone is always very kind. The energy is very positive. But no one was being questioned or checked. However, we were parked by the building that the shooter was shot on top of. And
parked over there, so they were still able to just drive out.
No,
right?
From the building, the parking lot where the guy was. They're not investigating different multiple vehicles. Get out of here.
So bad.
And there was a police presence there. Again, we didn't realize until about 10 or 11 last night that that was actually where the shooter was.
But nobody stopped you, law enforcement, to ask you anything or check your car?
No.
No.
It was quite interesting. I have a video posted on my Facebook under Melissa DiNardo, and I am right there on the scene where the bullets came through and hit a tractor, and the police presence is very heavy, the Secret Service. And
It was the telehandler, not the tractor.
you can see that people are just scrambling, the Secret Service, the police, the state police, and no one is being
So this is her footage.
detained and no one is being questioned at that point. And that to me is why I had my video camera on and rolling. I found it very concerning.
Watching some of the video that you shot right now, Melissa.
All those people just wandering around, like, this is the reaction. The president was supposedly shot, and this is what she's capturing.
At that point. And that to me is why I had my video camera on and rolling. I found it very concerning.
Watching some of the video
Nobody's left. Everybody's wandering around.
that you shot right now, Melissa, what do you want people to know who are listening to your story right now?
Well, I want people to know that it was quite ironic because Trump was saying that he wished he was on a beach somewhere, and that the state of affairs brought him back to make America great again. And, I really think that they are coming for us, the American people. And Trump puts himself in between us and them. And yesterday, that nearly killed him.
Wow.
Melissa Schaffert.
So that was her, and it's good that you did it in that order. It was weird that she gave out her Facebook account. Thought that was very weird too. But her footage was shown there. We saw it. We heard her statement, the eye roll. We know what she's all about. Pretty interesting, the content that's come out.
Yeah, I just wanted to show everybody. So Trump is supposedly going to Milwaukee. All right, so if you go to the RNC's website, you can scroll through there. It started today, and there's a lot of absolute junk on this, but let's go ahead and I want to show everybody what to look forward to. We've got the Reagan movie. We've got
all in it together.
Yeah, official session 1 is at 12:45 to 4:45 on that would be Monday right there. And then we've got official. This is such a hard page to share from. Official session 2 in the evening. So we're gonna have to be keeping our eyes on when Trump's gonna be actually doing his thing at the RNC, right?
Yeah, we've already heard that they're all inside a building, so they're saying it's way easier to control, right? But again, I'm not ruling out that they're gonna run many hoaxes. They're gonna string them together. This is gonna get crazy.
Yep, something's got to happen in Milwaukee. I'm gonna be just so surprised if it doesn't. Yeah.
Continue.
Well, that's it. We basically covered the vast majority of quality footage regarding this incident, we'll call it, and we've got things to look forward to because this RNC thing, he was about to announce his running mate, and he got cut short on that. So we still have to hear who the running mate is,
Elon
and then
Musk. No, it's
you could be right.
It's Vivek. He's going with the WEF guy, the young leaders initiate guy. He's going with Klaus Schwab's guy who was in the pharmaceutical industry. It's going to be Vivek, but it's really going to be Elon. It's going to be the Elonald term, right? It's probably going to be disastrous. So everybody that's tuning in, thank you so much for going through this content. We hope we have empowered you with information. Check everything we do. I want everyone else to do their own research, make your own videos, share the stuff online so we can share it too, and more people can find out the truth, because this is a huge polarizing topic where they're actually trying to cause serious divisions throughout the land here. And I want to stand up for what's right and what's true. And the easiest way for us to do that is to work together. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Fight for the truth. Continue to share information. If you think this is real and you have actual evidence and you want to share that with us, leave a comment below or email us. Everything in the description box, to the Telegram group. And just great job tonight, Jason. I know this is not an easy thing. I'll leave a link below to the morning show if you're interested in brand new music, some spirituality, and we go through the news headlines. We talk about Canada news. We talk about Britain. Worldwide. We cover it all. And I'm just super excited to be here. Thank you for YD. Thank you to everyone in the chat for tuning in and sharing your thoughts, for showing up. Even you shills and trolls. Thanks. We appreciated you coming here.
All right. Well, where's the only place people are going to get this content, brother?
Only in the Yahawashai News Networks.
Everything we touch turns to gold. Must be in the water. And la la, you could be a star. It ain't hard. Just do what you gotta. We've been chasing pennies with 2 steps ahead.